Have you ever experienced the sting of disrespect and wondered how to handle it without losing your composure or compromising your values? You have come to the right place. Today, we will explore the art of responding to disrespect with wisdom and strength. By the conclusion of our discussion, you will have acquired 5 powerful strategies rooted in Stoic philosophy to help you maintain calm, composure, and control regardless of what circumstances arise. Take a moment to settle in as we prepare to discover tools that will help you stay grounded, protect your inner peace, and handle challenges with resilience. Before we begin, please remember to subscribe and activate the notification bell to receive updates on future content about becoming your optimal self. Are you prepared to take control? Let us begin. Chapter 1. Pause. Do not react. Disrespect has a particular way of affecting us at our most vulnerable points. It triggers an immediate response. Our pulse quickens, our thoughts race, and our ego rises, demanding retaliation. However, there exists a profound truth that penetrates deeper than any insult. Your response to disrespect reveals more about your character than the words or actions of the person showing disrespect. This is where Stoicism presents its first and most crucial lesson. Pause. Do not react. When faced with disrespect, your initial impulse might be to counterattack, defend your pride, or prove a point. However, a hasty reaction often empowers the very individual who wronged you. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You don't have to turn this into something. It doesn't have to upset you." In that single moment of pause, you reclaim control not just over the situation, but over yourself. It becomes a moment to reclaim your peace, to determine if this merits your energy, or if it would be more beneficial to allow it to pass. Consider your mind as a fortress. An insult, regardless of its sharpness, is merely a pebble thrown at your walls. The stronger your defenses, the less impact it has. However, if you open the gates in anger, you invite chaos within. A pause creates space where you can breathe, think, and choose your next step wisely. While this may sound straightforward, it requires discipline to practice. Pausing does not mean ignoring what occurred or pretending it did not cause pain. It means stepping back and examining the situation objectively. Ask yourself, why did they say or do this? Is their disrespect truly about me, or does it reflect their own struggles? Often, people lash out because they are dealing with their own insecurities, frustrations, or pain. Their words may wound, but they typically stem from something far beyond you. Realizing this shifts the power dynamic. This is not about excusing their behavior. It is about understanding that their actions need not dictate your reaction. Here is a practical approach. The next time someone disrespects you, deliberately take a deep breath before responding. That single breath creates a pause, and in that pause lies your power. Reflect on whether reacting will bring you closer to the person you aspire to be. Will retaliation make you feel proud later, or will it draw you into a cycle of negativity? Choosing silence or a calm response is not weakness, it is strength. Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. You cannot control others' words or actions, but you can control what they take from you. Disrespect need not rob you of your peace, dignity, or self-respect. By pausing and not reacting impulsively, you protect your inner world from the chaos of the outer one. Each time you master this, you become slightly stronger, freer, and significantly closer to possessing the wisdom of the Stoics. Chapter 2. Change your perspective. Disrespect often feels like a personal attack, something aimed directly at who you are. It is easy to let it affect you, to replay the words in your mind, or question what you did to deserve it. But here is the truth. Disrespect says far more about the person delivering it than it does about you. And that is where the second step in dealing with it lies: shifting your perspective. Stoicism teaches us to look beyond the surface of a situation, to see it for what it truly is. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When you feel disrespected, ask yourself, is this truly about me? Chances are, it is not. Most disrespect comes from a place of ignorance, insecurity, or pain within the other person. Perhaps they were having a difficult day, or maybe they have been carrying unresolved bitterness for years. Whatever the reason, their actions reflect their inner struggles, not your worth. Think of it this way: someone throws a shadow across your path. That shadow does not harm you, it simply exists because of the angle of the light and the shape of the person standing in it. Similarly, their disrespect is a projection of what is inside them, not a reflection of who you are. By shifting your perspective, you can separate their behavior from your identity. Instead of taking the insult personally, you can see it as a passing shadow, a fleeting moment that does not define you. This shift in perspective is not about excusing bad behavior. It is about freeing yourself from the emotional grip of their words or actions. When someone insults you, they are looking for a reaction. They want to provoke, to pull you into their storm. But when you choose to see their behavior as a reflection of them rather than you, it loses its power. You remain steady, grounded in the understanding that their disrespect does not diminish your value. The next time someone disrespects you, pause and ask yourself, what might this person be dealing with that I cannot see? You might not know the answer, but the act of asking shifts your focus. Instead of reacting with anger or hurt, you respond with curiosity or even compassion. This does not mean letting people walk over you. It means refusing to let their actions dictate your emotional state. Marcus Aurelius also said, "If someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth, which never harmed anyone." Sometimes shifting your perspective also means reflecting on whether there is truth in what was said. Could this be an opportunity for growth, even if the delivery was harsh? Stoicism teaches us to embrace discomfort when it serves our personal development. If there is value in their words, take it. If not, let it go. By shifting your perspective, you reclaim your power. You move from feeling attacked to standing firm in the understanding that you control your narrative. Their words may hurt for a moment, but you do not have to allow them to affect you. Every time you rise above disrespect, you prove to yourself that your peace is not something others can take away. It is yours to protect. Chapter 3. Hold on to your values. When someone disrespects you, it is tempting to mirror their behavior, to lash out, prove a point, or stew in anger long after the moment has passed. But the truth is, reacting in kind does not make you stronger or more respected. It pulls you further away from the person you want to be. The third lesson Stoicism offers in handling disrespect is to hold on to your values. In disrespectful moments, your values become your compass, guiding you without compromising who you are. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." This is not just a call for restraint, it is an invitation to act with purpose. When someone disrespects you, they are often trying to provoke you, to bring you down to their level. But every time you choose patience over anger or kindness over retaliation, you refuse to give them that satisfaction. Instead, you stay anchored in your character. Your response becomes a reflection of your strength, not their weakness. Think about what you value most. Is it integrity, patience, kindness? These values are the foundation of who you are. The moment you react impulsively or abandon those principles, You give someone else control over your actions. By staying true to your values, you maintain control not just over the situation, but over your sense of self. Holding on to your values does not mean you have to tolerate bad behavior or let others walk all over you. It means choosing your response deliberately in a way that aligns with the kind of person you want to be. Think of your values as the roots of a tree, grounding you during a storm. The wind may rage, but the roots keep you steady. When you hold on to your values, you not only protect your inner peace, but also set a powerful example for others. For example, let's say a colleague undermines you in a meeting. It is natural to feel the urge to fire back with a sharp comment or try to put them in their place. But what if you chose to respond calmly instead, addressing the situation with professionalism and respect? Not only does this approach maintain your dignity, but it also reinforces the values you hold dear, like respect, patience, or fairness. Others will notice your composure, even if the disrespectful person does not. It is easy to mistake calmness for weakness, but the truth is that holding on to your values requires immense strength. It is far easier to lash out or let emotions take over than to remain composed in the face of provocation. Stoicism teaches us that true power lies in mastering ourselves, not others. Ask yourself this: will reacting out of anger or pride make me feel proud tomorrow? More often than not, the answer is no. Choosing to act with integrity in the face of disrespect is not about suppressing your feelings. It is about channeling them into something productive. It is about proving to yourself that you are in control, not your emotions or the actions of others. To practice holding on to your values, start by identifying what truly matters to you. Take a few minutes to reflect or even write them down. Here are some questions to guide you. What qualities do you admire most in yourself or others? What kind of legacy do you want to leave through your actions? Which values make you feel proud and aligned with your authentic self? Once you have identified your core values, use them as a decision-making tool when confronted with disrespect. Before reacting, pause and ask yourself, which response aligns with my values? Which one moves me further away from them? For example, if you value patience, you might choose to let the disrespectful comment pass without escalating the situation. If you value honesty, you might address the behavior calmly, setting a boundary without attacking the other person. If you value kindness, you might consider whether the other person's actions come from a place of pain and respond with compassion. Every time you hold on to your values, you strengthen them. Each small act of self-control builds character, making it easier to stay true to yourself the next time disrespect crosses your path. The Stoics remind us that we cannot control what others do, but we can control how we respond. Let us take an example from history. Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius often dealt with betrayal and disrespect from those closest to him, including members of his court, but he remained strong in his values, choosing to lead with fairness, wisdom, and humility. He once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This means that challenges, including disrespect, are opportunities to practice and strengthen your virtues. When someone disrespects you, think of it as a test of your character. How will you rise to meet it? Will you let the moment define you, or will you use it to define yourself? Chapter 4. Let go of the need for validation. Disrespect hurts because deep down, we all crave recognition and validation. We want to be valued, understood, and treated fairly. But when someone disrespects us, it can feel like a personal attack on our worth. This is where the fourth lesson of Stoicism comes into play. Let go of the need for validation. True strength comes from within, not from the approval or opinions of others. Most of us are conditioned to seek approval from an early age. A kind word from a parent, praise from a teacher, or acknowledgement from a friend feels like confirmation that we are on the right path. As we grow, this need often increases. Social media likes, workplace recognition, and even casual compliments become markers of our self-worth. But here is the problem. When you rely on others to validate your worth, you hand over your power. You give others control over how you see yourself. If someone disrespects you, their words can feel like a direct challenge to your values. This leaves you vulnerable, constantly seeking reassurance that you matter and feeling less than when that reassurance does not come. Epictetus offers a powerful reminder. If you wish to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. These words cut to the heart of the issue. Stoicism teaches that the opinions of others, whether good or bad, have no bearing on your intrinsic value. Your worth is not up for debate. It exists independently of how others treat or think of you. Think of it this way. A diamond does not lose its value just because someone mistakes it for glass. Its worth is inherent, no matter who recognizes it. The same is true for you. The disrespect of others does not diminish your value. Only your attachment to their opinions can make it feel that way. Letting go of the need for validation does not mean you stop caring about growth or improvement. It means you focus on building a strong sense of self-worth that is not dependent on external factors. Imagine how freeing it would be to move through the world knowing that your value is not tied to anyone else's recognition. When someone disrespects you, their words lose power because you are no longer tied to their opinion. You remain grounded, confident that their inability to see your worth says more about them than about you. If you are struggling with validation, start by reflecting on your strengths and values. Write them down. What are the qualities you admire most about yourself? Maybe you are a good listener, resilient in challenging situations, or deeply compassionate. These traits make up the foundation of your worth, traits that no one else can take away. When someone disrespects you, ask yourself, does this person's opinion really matter? Are they someone whose judgment you trust, or are they acting out of their own frustrations? Not every voice deserves a place in your mind. By questioning the validity of their words, you can reduce their emotional impact. It is important to distinguish between helpful criticism and disrespect. If someone offers genuine feedback, even if it is delivered poorly, consider whether there is a lesson to learn. But if their words are rooted in malice or ignorance, let them go. Remember, you are not obligated to carry someone else's negativity. Each day, take a moment to affirm your worth. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small. Did you handle a stressful situation calmly? Did you stay true to your values? These victories, even when unnoticed by others, are meaningful. Acknowledge them for yourself. When you release the need for external validation, something remarkable happens. You become unshakable. Disrespect no longer feels like an attack on your identity. Instead, it becomes just another passing event, something you can observe without internalizing. Let us return to Epictetus's wisdom. It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. By letting go of validation, you shift your focus away from how others think of you and toward how you see yourself. This shift not only strengthens your resilience, but also gives you the freedom to live authentically without constantly seeking approval. Marcus Aurelius offers a beautiful metaphor. People try to get away from it all, to the country, to the beach, to the mountains. You always have the option of retreating into yourself. This inner retreat is the cornerstone of Stoicism. It is a place where no insult, no disrespect, and no opinion can reach you unless you let it. Your inner fortress is built on the understanding that your worth is intrinsic. When you focus on nurturing this internal strength, the need for validation begins to fade. You stop looking for approval in others and start finding it in yourself. One of the most empowering aspects of letting go of validation is the ability to reframe disrespect. Instead of seeing it as an attack, you can view it as an opportunity to practice resilience and self-mastery. For instance, let us say someone criticizes you unfairly in front of others. Instead of allowing their words to shake you, remind yourself, their opinion does not define me. My response does. With this mindset, you take back power in that situation. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." If you find yourself dwelling on a disrespectful remark, ask yourself, why does their opinion matter more than my own? This is not about dismissing others entirely. It is about recognizing that your self-worth does not depend on their approval. You have the right to decide what voices you let into your mind and which ones you tune out. Think of it like this. If someone hands you a heavy suitcase filled with their opinions, you have the choice to carry it or set it down. Detaching from the need for validation means choosing not to carry that burden. You travel lighter, freer, and more focused on what truly matters, your growth and peace. By letting go of validation, you permit yourself to live authentically. You are no longer performing for approval or shrinking in the face of criticism. Instead, you stand firm in the knowledge of who you are. When someone disrespects you, their words may still hurt for a moment, but the hurt will not last. You will recognize that their inability to see your worth is their limitation, not yours, and in that realization lies true power. Chapter 5. Forgive and release. Disrespect has a way of lingering in the mind even after the moment has passed. It can replay in your head, stirring anger or resentment. You might find yourself revisiting the words, thinking of what you could have said or done differently. But holding on to this resentment does nothing to the person who disrespected you. It only weighs you down. This is where the fifth and final Stoic lesson comes in. Forgive and release. Forgiveness is often misunderstood. It is not about letting someone off the hook or pretending that their actions were acceptable. It is about choosing to free yourself from the burden of anger and resentment. Seneca wrote, "To be angry is to revenge the faults of others on ourselves." When you hold on to anger, you allow the disrespectful act to continue affecting you long after the moment has passed. You carry their actions with you, letting them cloud your thoughts and drain your energy. Forgiveness is the act of putting that weight down and walking away lighter, free from the emotional baggage of the past. Imagine carrying a heavy stone in your hand. At first, it might seem manageable, but as time passes, your arm grows tired and the weight becomes unbearable. Resentment works the same way. The longer you hold on to it, the more it drains you, taking up space in your life that could be used for peace, joy, or growth. The act of forgiveness does not mean forgetting or condoning what happened. It means releasing the emotional hold that the disrespect has over you. It is a choice to prioritize your well-being over the desire for revenge or retribution. Forgiveness does not mean allowing someone to continue disrespecting you. In fact, it can coexist with setting firm boundaries. If someone consistently disrespects you, you can forgive them while also deciding to distance yourself. To forgive and release, take a moment to ask yourself, what am I holding on to and how is it serving me? Most times you will realize that resentment serves no purpose other than keeping you stuck in a negative cycle. Think of what the other person might have been dealing with that led to their behavior. While this does not excuse their actions, it can help you see that their disrespect was not necessarily about you. A helpful exercise is to imagine the disrespect as a physical object, like that heavy stone. Think of yourself setting it down and walking away. This simple visualization can reinforce your decision to release the burden. Forgiveness is not a one-time event. It is a continuous practice. Each time you let go of resentment, you reinforce your ability to move through life with greater freedom and peace. Forgiveness is ultimately an act of self-liberation. When you forgive, you choose to stop reliving the pain of the past. You take back control over your thoughts and emotions, creating space for healing and growth. Seneca reminds us, "What progress, you ask, have I made? I have begun to be a friend to myself." Forgiveness is a gift you give to yourself, a way of becoming your own ally rather than your own enemy. When you forgive and release, you transform disrespect from something that harms you into something that strengthens you. You reclaim your peace, protect your energy, and free yourself to focus on what truly matters. Thank you for exploring these 5 Stoic ways to respond when someone disrespects you. We hope this gave you valuable insights to help you navigate life's challenges with more strength, clarity, and wisdom. Remember, every small step you take towards self-mastery brings you closer to becoming the best version of yourself. Stoic philosophy reminds us that while we cannot control what others do, we always have the power to choose how we respond, and that choice is where true strength lies. Thanks again for watching, and do not forget to like and subscribe for more empowering content like this. Stay resilient, stay grounded, and we will see you next time.